Alright. Do you want to build a tornado? Do you want to build a really good tornado? Build that. That's a Revell tornado ASSTA 3.1 and great kit, absolutely superb. Level 5 this kit, it is a level 5. If you've ever built this in the air defence variant, then you'll know it's a level 5, because there's bits on this that you've really got to take your time on. The reason that I love this particular kit, one that wanted this kit, is this bit of tail art here. It looks absolutely fantastic. There's 309 parts in this box. You don't use them all, but you do use the majority of them, and once you've finished, you've got a cracking looking tornado that's just over a foot long, and it's absolutely brilliant, but you can tell it's a level 5. Okay, as far as your decals are concerned, that's your tail art there, look, that's it. Okay, and you get all your stencils and all your data as well. Where's them printed? Hang on. Designed by the House of Phantoms. House of Phantoms? Printed in Italy. Now, let me just have a quick look here. So you get all your stencil data, you get obviously your tail art, your walkways, cockpit, instrument panel, dials, all that kind of thing. You get decals for pylons and fuel tanks, missiles, you get the whole lot. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with cutting bags open, because you know how to cut a bag open. Let's have a look at sploser. Let's see what we're getting here. You're getting great detail on the bottom half of the fuselage, your two sides, your exhausts, your rudders, your pylons. Superb, absolutely cracking is that. Yeah, brilliant. Little bit of a strengthening bar in there. Sprue T, looks great. Sprue N is pylons, outboard pylons, under your undercarriage. There is a little bit of, there's some ejector pin marks on inside of your pylons. So where's my camera gone? So it's there. So this is internal. Alright, and I'm going to put my finger on it. So there, I'm going to cover it up now. So there, I bet you can't see. You can now, can't you? If I leave that there like that, when the ejector pin pushes the part off the mould, sometimes it leaves a little shroud of plastic. So I think that's, if I remember rightly, last time I built this kit, I built the air defence variant, and it was exactly the same. And I talk about it all the time, don't I? Sort of sinkholes and flash and one thing and another. We all do. Everybody that looks at a kit, when we all do reviews, we all look at it. But all you've got to remember is just make sure that you sand it off. Make sure that you flush it off, right, and you'll be okay. Sprue K, that is the sections that go on top of your variable wing swing wing. And they've got locator pins on them, so they're all right. Excellent, nice one. Sprue E, ejector seats. See, the difference is, this is why it's a level 5 kit. Ejector seats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts that I can see that make your seat up. 5 parts. And you also get some little antennas, and you get your reverse thrusting fingers as well. I bet you get 2 of them. You must get 2 Sprues. Sprue D is a BOS pod and fuel tanks and exhausts and sidewinders, pylons, fins, wheels, lovely bit of detail, little aerials, little attachments, all look nice. And again, ejector pins where it's pushed it out, none that are gonna cause me any headaches. Is there a seam line though on that missile? Let me just have a quick look. I'll need to feel that with my finger. Do you know what? No, there isn't. I thought there was, but there isn't. There's a little bit of flash though on the tail. That'll just need sanding off. No drama. Sprue G is a recce pod with the fins. Sprue E, ejector seat, we've already had. Sprue D, we've already had again. Fuel tanks, exhaust, sidewinder, pylons, fins, attachments, all that kind of thing. Sprue C is your T-bar. That's for your, that bit there, look, that's for your wings. That locates your wings. Upper fuselage, and the detail, actually it feels really shallow, but it'll take a wash because you just want to highlight the panels on this particular bird. Flaps, you've got to be careful with your flaps. Again, like I said, I've built this kit. I've built 2 or 3. I keep going back to it. I keep going back to it because it's a level 5 kit, and as long as you're not in a rush, then you can make a really good job of this kit. Okay, if you're new to it or you just want to throw it together, don't get it. All right, you've really got to take your time. One of the things that I found last time was where it's there, so here, so where my finger is there, these are, I think these are your flap slats, and down here, look, as well, very brittle. Okay, so you've got to be careful. As long as you take your time, you'll be absolutely fine. There are your slats, because your flaps are on this one. And again, the good thing about this kit, you can have flaps up or down, slats up or down. And again, when you've got something that is a feature on a kit, then you might as well use it, haven't you? You've got your big tail, and again, nice bit of detail in there. You've got your wing gloves, your fans, your burners, a bit of cockpit, buckets, all nice. Is there any? There's no ejector pin marks in them buckets, which is great. There's a couple of ejector pins in the undercarriage housing, but you'll not see them anyway unless you're absolutely scrutinising it, and that's not what it's about, is it? We're not here to scrutinise, we're here to enjoy and having a build. Wings, wing halves, top and bottom, cockpit tub, air brakes, air brake, housing, firewall, sides at fuselage, fantastic detail. Is there any ejector? Yeah, there is. Oh, it's absolutely wicked with them. Oh, of course it is. On inside, you can't see because my camera's just my phone. On inside of your wings, and again I talk about this regular, when you come to sandwich, when you come to marry your wings together, there's shrouds of ejector pin plastic that you need to sand flush, because if you don't sand it flush, your wings won't join together. Tub is all alright. Looks like, yeah, you've got pedals and instrument stuff, you've got levers, but there's decals for them. Sprue L, that's the bit there that goes between your tail and the front of the canopy, and I've just, a little piece has just come off. That's the cannon housing, but listen, I put a little plastic tub outside, and I always do that just in case there's bits come off. Nose cone, that could have done with being a bit crisper, to be fair, but good thing about that is, where is it? It's there. So yeah, you can see it, look down at bottom. Let me just show you that bit there, that's a locator, so that's good. That means that it only goes on one way, and then you're not having to sort of swivel it about. And then you've got your stabilizers at the back, and again, great detail. Ejector pins on inside, there is, but actually they might need a bit of a sand. There's a tiny little bit of raised on there. And then Sprue U is cockpit mainly, and I think it's a Lightning 3 pod on this particular kit. this Tornado ASSTA, but all looks alright. And then your last one is your clear part, and your clear part is spot on. One of the things that I like about this is, if I just offer that up there, you can see, can you see that there? Yeah, what's so good about that? Well, it's one gate that's holding all that part on. Now the thing is, it's a double-edged sword, that, because on the one hand it's very brittle and it might come off. Well, chuck it in your tubs box, put it in some blue roll and put some tape round it just to protect it, or get it masked up and, you know, then do the same. But sometimes you get the gates, so there'll be two gates on it and they're thick as oat, and they'll leave a massive white mark that you're having to sand off. Well, with this one, it's a tiny little sprue gate. You also get, that's, you can see, I'm going to put it down there, put my hand on it, can you see that little bit there? That's an addition, that, to this sprue, and I know it is because I've built millions on them, and that's for the pod at the bottom. Okay, so cracking is that one. Level 5 Tornado. I don't know who builds the Tornadoes or the models for these brochures, but they do a great job, really do. Okay, so one of the good things about Revell instructions is they're very informative, and they lay it out so beautifully. All your colour call outs, and they've all got actual colours on them so that you can see what you're doing. Okay, so that you know how close you are. One of the downsides though to Revell, people that build Revell kits, they'll know exactly what I'm going to say. It's the paint mixing, because it's almost like it'll say, I'll give you an example. The colour call out K is clear red, that's fine. Colour call out V, silver metallic, fine. But the main body on this particular bird is colour call out P, which is 75% grey silk matte. How can you have silk matte? Don't know. And 25% light blue matte. So because this bird, it's all the same colour, luckily I've got some extra empty Tamiya paint pots, so I'm going to have to mix it, a mix of, you know, a full batch. So when you go and buy your paint for your bird, unless you've got it in, you're going to have like two, aren't you, literally to paint it all. But then on your other hand, once you've painted it with one full jar of paint, then on your next one you can either make it a slightly shade lighter or a shade darker with either a touch of royal blue or a touch of white for highlighting and post shading. Okay, then you go on to your sprue call outs, and there's some blacked out items there that you don't need. Now it's up to you, but you know, it's all your sprues, they're all lettered, so like that one, sprue U, so straight away literally you could go to sprue U, find out the blacked out part, cut it off and just put it into a side bin, you know, your spares box, whatever, because you know that you're not going to need it. What you're doing there is, if you do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 parts on this particular kit that aren't used. So if you cut them off and just put them to one side, you then know that all the other parts that are on them sprues are going on this bird. Okay. On to your main instructions then. It starts with your seats like it always does. I never start with seats. I always start at back end me and do all my missiles and stuff first. And then into your office it tells you which holes to drill. What I think a little bit of a thing there for me would be, before you start drilling holes out, And right now I'm not talking about novice builder or professional builder. I'm talking about builder like me and you. I think a good little tip there would be that it's telling you to drill these holes out. So if I offer that section up, look, number 3, okay, and you can see all these drills here. One of the tips that I would tell you to do is, before you drill your holes, look further on in your brochure to find out what those holes are for, because not all model builders have massive amounts of drill bits. I know some people that have like one size fits all. I mean, you know, and it might be tiniest little drill bit that they've got. I've got three of them little pin drills. I've got 3 of these, and I do keep a tiny drill in one, and then like a little bit bigger in another, and then a big fat one in another. But just an advantage there for you when you're building. Just go into book and just have a look and say, right, it wants me to drill 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 holes in here, but what's going in them? Because if it's antenna, small tiny little antenna, you'll know you only need a tiny little drill. Okay, unless you're just using it as a pilot hole, absolutely fine. 6 and 7, 8, 9 is cockpit, 10 is air intakes, housing, engines, putting your tub together, putting your cannon on, sides at fuselage, air intakes again, flaps, slats up or down. One of the good things about this kit is you can have flaps up or down and slats up or down. Now, I don't want to get into arguments of people saying they don't do both. If it's static on ground, it won't have its slats up and its flaps down. I don't care. I really don't care. Okay, so please don't. End of the day, if it's a feature on a kit, people that watch my videos know if it's a feature, it's going in. Okay. Wing gloves are on stage 21 and building rest at body up to stage 26. 27, 28, 29 is the back end. It's your fans, your exhaust, fitting all that exhaust in. It's your rudder, your nose, 40 grams of the weight. Now, there is a separate rudder that's made out of 2 parts. I've just noticed that. But again, if you remember, I've shown you that decal. And that decal, it's... well, it covers all tail, doesn't it? So if you've got your tail straight and then you think, actually, I want my rudder sort of like that, then, you know, you're just going to cause yourself a headache, aren't you? We're trying to put that decal down, unless you cut it or, you know, crease it. 39, 40 again is vertical stabilizer, horizontal stabilizers, wings, slats up, slats down, gives you all your options. It tells you what colours to paint them, tells you how long to glue it for and what to dry and what to drill and all that kind of thing. The revell instructions, can't fault them. I can't fault them. 52 is your buckets. That's your sprongs that fit your buckets on, and again you can either have them in a closed position or in open reverse thrust position. Stages 56 to 61 is all your outboard pylons, wing pylons. Now, I think on this particular kit, if I remember rightly, I'm pointing up there all the time because that's where all my stuff is. This is the bit where you've got to put the plastic in. Sometimes there's a tiny little circular clip that clips in, and it always fails. I'm going magnets. If you've watched my other videos on Persian Cat and on Flogger, I've used magnets, and I'll definitely be using magnets on this. Then you've got your centre fuselage pylons, there to have. So again, just check on inside, make sure there's no ejector pin marks that need sanding flush. Clip them together, glue them, they're all done. Undercarriage legs, we're on to stage 74, we're on undercarriage again. Again, a little bit misaligned because you paint it, you take them off, you paint them separate, and when it comes to finishing your build off, then you put it on. One of the most interesting things that I'm particularly looking forward to on this kit is, it's a new addition, I'm just going to fold the brochure in half and I'm going to offer it up, and you can see it's like all that, look at that, and then look at that down at bottom, how all that, and it's all for behind the driver's seat. It just goes there at the back of there, and it looks absolutely fantastic. There's loads and loads of tiny little attachments. There's decals for it as well, because there's a decal little placard there. And there's loads of hoses and tubes and all sorts of things. It looks absolutely just brilliant. Can't wait to get right up to that stage. And then again, stage 86, I'm going to offer it up so that you can see. It shows you, look, that once you've built it and you put it in. Okay. Stage 89 and 90, that's your canopy frame. So this canopy, it's not just glass and mask it off and sit it on. It actually comes with a separate frame, which again is great because you can have it in open position, which is showing you on stage 92. Different lenses to go on for your port and starboard sides, and then you're onto your armament, which is what I do first. You've got a Boz 101 pod, a Cerberus 3 pod, and fuel tanks, 1500 litre fuel tanks times 2, one for under each wing. And again, this is a new addition. This is your Lightning 3 and your Recce pod, which look great. I'm sure that it's going to be on your options, into you can either have one or other, etc, etc. They do look very similar, but again, if I offer that part up, and you can see there, look at that, that's that little glass part that is there. So I'm gonna, where's it gone? It's come on, Marky Mark, it's there, look up at top, right where my finger is there, it's that. Okay, so that just goes to the front. So then you stick all your armament on, obviously after you've painted it all. The job's a good one. We're up to stage 104. Look at this, 309 parts, 309 parts. And again, there you go, that's your colour call out with all your stencils on, all your data stencils, and that particularly looking, fantastic looking decal for the big fin at the tail end. Air refueling boom, it's a black nose, it's all one colour, it is a bit of that silky grey and blue. Fuel pods, fuel tanks, outer wing pylons, inner wing pylons, they're different colours as well. Cerberus 3 pods, it's telling you what colour to do them. Boz 101 pod gives you all that as well. And then stage 107, not for me, that's a different squadron. And I want to go with that fantastic looking tail light one. If you want to build a Tornado, there's an Airfix one, there's an Italieri one, and then there's the Revell one. But don't be under any illusion that this is just going to throw together, because let me tell you, it doesn't. This is a level 5 kit for a reason. The people that have built this, that are watching this, you're not going to learn no from me. You know it's a level 5. The people that haven't built this kit will introduce you to delicacies that are you've probably not come across before. So the aim of the game here is careful. You've got to be absolutely careful. Okay, it does not build itself. However, as far as enjoyment is concerned, it's a cracker. It really does go together well. I remember there were a little issue last time I built it with the air brake area. But that one more my fault, because it was like first time that I'd ever built one. I've done GR1s, GR4s, and the air defence variant on this kit, on this level 5 Revell kit. And the people that know me from you know, my social circle and down at club will be saying, another one? Yeah, another one. It is another one. It's just such a cracker. It really, really is. If you take your time with it and take deep breaths and get a new blade on your knife and really sort of, you know, there's no rush, you can't rush it. As long as you take your time, it will turn out absolutely superb. If you look on YouTube and on internet and on Facebook and Instagram, you will see some absolute cracking examples of this kit, because it is so good. It's probably one of the most intricate kits that I've ever built. I've built a Zuki motor, only one. That was just unbelievable. But this is, I'm not going to say it's on a par, because they're just completely different world. But this will test you. If you're bored, if you've lost your mojo and you think, you know, there's different things that you can do, take a rest or build a 1 in 72 easy kit or whatever. If you want something to really have a go at this, right? Because this'll test you right at limit. Absolutely, it's a good, really good kit. Hope you've enjoyed my video. You know what's in box, and you know, see how you get on. Cheers.